Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is qualifying ahead of the 2022 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. We're here in Italy. This is round 4. And what I will say just before I get going is if you are a fan of Formula 1, please do consider subscribing to the channel because I will be live for every single practice session, every qualifying session and every Grand Prix of the 2022 Formula 1 season. So please do join me. I need as much support as I can get as just about getting the channel going. Just getting into a routine now of doing a block of 8 pieces of content over a Grand Prix weekend. So we are on, we are live. So what are the talking points coming into qualifying? Is the track going to be dry? Like, are we going to get a wet qualifying? I don't even know. Like, I was just watching Formula 3 then, and the track is still damp, which is what we want. We want a damp track. A wet Formula 1 circuit makes for always drama. Always drama on a wet Formula 1 circuit. So I am up for a wet qualifying session this afternoon. Yes, Tax, how are we doing, bro? What's your predictions? Yes, Chris, lad. Oh, I seen you, Chris, on the Denver's gone early today. I know he's gone early. Yeah, I'll be jumping on there later. I was gonna say hi, but I had to sort out some bits and bobs. Drinking update. Yes, getting on it later. Nah, drinking update, lad. Orange juice, lad. I'm a massive disappointment. I am a disgrace to the Denvercast society. But I'll be getting on it tonight. I'll be getting full wavy, so don't you worry. But before all that, yes, Calvin, how are we doing? Seen yous in the you're in the Denvercast. Are you gonna stay the distance, Calvin? Do full all night, all day, Calvin. I dare you, lad. Proper have it, lad. We'll go in long time. Right. Anyway, I'm here talking about Formula 1, aren't I? Aren't I? Not about Denver. But yeah, is anybody going to beat Ferrari today? Is anybody? Where are Mercedes going to be? Mercedes look well off it. Mercedes look the worst they've looked since the beginning of the season. Like, I think they'll be looking to get in the top 10. And then the other big thing is, what can Haas do? Haas finished practice 3, both cars in the top 5 at the end of practice 3. I've never seen that. They look quick in the wet. If it is a wet qualifying and we do get a bit of rain, I love to see Haas crack into the points. Yes, Josh. It's a Denvercast raid here. We're all in. Yes, Max, Steve, Ryan. How are we doing? Hit them all. Yeah, hit the like, guys, because I need to get this up and running. You know, I need to get eyes on, you know what I mean? Eyes on. We need to get off ground floor because I don't want to be still on ground floor in November. So anything to get me on the algorithm, smash the like. Like I say, if you are a fan of Formula 1, you got to get on it. I'm live for everything. If Formula 1's on, I'm on. That's how it's going to be. If F1's on, I'm on. That's how I'm going to become. Because that's the only way. If I just go live for just the race, mate, 22 streams a year, we're going nowhere. But if I'm live for everything, then we've got half a chance, half a little chance of just about doing something. But I am absolutely, if you can't tell, I am buzzing for this qualifying session because there's a little bit of moisture. Ooh, we love a little bit of moisture in Formula 1 because dry races, nah, mate. Bit of rain, ooh. I remember Brazil 2010, Hulkenberg pole position, bang, in the wet. You get unusual results. It's all about the rain. You get unusual against the odds. The underdog can put together, someone could put together a perfect lap today and bang it on pole position. And that's what we love. That is what we want to see. Right, anyway, tunes on. We're in a full hype now, full hype mode. Yeah. We just turned it up to fucking. We're on hype mode now. Round 4, baby. Round 4, Imola. Imola, mate. You know, Imola got scrapped at the end of 2006. There was no more Imola. Then along came the pandemic. All the races abroad in China, Singapore, Australia, all of them got cancelled. They needed European venues. Imola stepped up after 15 years. They said, we'll do a race. We'll do a race. In 2020, they said, we'll have it again. We're not at it for 15 years. We'll have it now. Bang. Now they signed a long-term contract. Mate, Imola's back, fully back. Imola is back on the calendar, and I'm glad to have it back. This is a great circuit. Narrow, difficult, and you make a mistake, you're in the wall. Here we go then. Look at the weather. Here we are then for qualifying. We're just 2 or 3 minutes from it starting now, and it's looking a bit damp out there. We want the intermediate tyres. Yes, Keith Lard, Fire and Safety Officer. That's off Max and Paddy or something, isn't it? Phoenix Knights or something. Hello, Rob. No need to worry about Fire and Safety Officer here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, we always need a few Fire and Safety Officers. Oh. He's a marshal, is he, with his fire extinguisher, this guy. Go on then, Keith Lard, the lad. Yeah, look at this from the helicopter. It looks proper. It's raining. Is it actually raining at the minute, or is it been raining? Either way, we're in for an exciting session here. This is not a run-of-the-mill standard qualifying session that you see 20 times a year. No, this is not a run-of-the-mill standard. This can produce something unusual. And unusual is what I thrive off unusual results in Formula One. That's what you don't want, it predictable. And one of the front runners, Leclerc, could just make a tiny mistake on his final flying lap, and he's lost it. You know, in the rain, you're going to be punished for your mistakes in the rain, and that's the critical difference. Let me just sort that out so it's not banging against the mic. There we go. Oh, mate, can't wait for this. The thing is as well, Mercedes, like they're saying, are well off the pace. All right, here we go then. The first proper look at the track then, and it is drying out. Oh, no, we want a sprinkling of rain. Where's the rain, man? It's drying out. The racing line is virtually dry. They might even come straight out on slicks, because it looks like the track is pretty much dry. From the helicopter shot, the helicopter shot was clickbait, man. The helicopter shot looked like it was absolutely throwing it out like full storm mode. Nah, it's nearly dry. We need another shower now. Another little sprinkling now would be bang on. Yeah, look at that. Charles Leclerc, 71 points from the first 3 races. That's a haul of points, that. Leclerc's finished first in Bahrain, second in Saudi Arabia, and first in Australia. That is how championships are built. He couldn't have asked for a better start to the season, could Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz, on the other hand, had a bit of a shaky one, especially in Australia. He spun off. I think he qualified. He had a nightmare in qualifying. Qualified about 12th or something like that, 14th, and spun off on like lap 2. Didn't finish. But he has just signed for Ferrari long term. He's staying on, Carlos Sainz, for another 2 years. So it will be Leclerc and Sainz for the next, till the end of 2024 at least. So his future's secure. Maybe that'll give him a boost this weekend. And I put in my predictions. Carlos Sainz, first ever Grand Prix victory for the Spaniard. That is what I'm saying this weekend. And it's looking all right. He looked good in practice. And if he bangs it on pole this afternoon, it's looking good. But here we go then. Pit lanes open. And we are underway for this qualifying. An unusual Friday afternoon qualifying session. Very unusual because it's a sprint race weekend. So there will be a sprint race tomorrow afternoon. I think it's about 2:30 or 3:30 in the afternoon tomorrow. Sprint race. So it totally changes the configuration of the sessions in the weekend. So it shifts qualifying over to Friday afternoon. Tomorrow we get a sprint race, and then we get the full Grand Prix as normal on the Sunday. But Russell's one of the first ones out then, and he needs to be. He needs to get as many laps as he can in. So does Hamilton. Mercedes. Look, like I said in the intro when I first came on, Mercedes looked the worst, probably the worst they've ever looked. And I'm going back to 2010 when they joined the sport. This is probably the worst Mercedes has ever. Now, watch them get both cars in the top 5 now. Hamilton pulls a miracle and puts it on pole, but it ain't going to happen. This is the worst Mercedes I've seen. I mean, the 2010 and the 2013 Mercedes was nothing great, but this is worse, man. How they're second in the Constructors' Championship is. It's unbelievable how Mercedes are second in Constructors with like the 4th or maybe even the 5th quickest car. Like the midfield. And I tell you what, like I said, they'd be lucky to get in the top 10 here. But then having said that, they might show a lot better pace in the dry. They are out on the mediums then. Not the mediums, sorry, the intermediates. I think. I don't know if it says about everyone. Oh, hang on. I'm going to just get that up on the screen. Because if I don't... Yeah, if it's not the open tab, then it won't update. So hopefully now it should update live. So it looks like Hamilton's going to be the first driver on a flying lap then. But, I mean, where did he qualify? I think he was... they did quite well in Australia, but I think Hamilton was I think he was 16th in Saudi Arabia he qualified. So he doesn't want a repeat of that. And going off practice, it's looking that bad. They were 5 seconds off. But that's in the wet. I mean, by the time this qualifying session's over, it's going to be stone... It's going to be fully dry. Yeah, Sean, how are we doing, lad? Ooh. Many oohs, mate. We're on it, mate. What do you think of the setup, lad? We're improving every week, Sean. That's the thing. You know, I can only improve every week. That's the best I can do. Yeah, so Hamilton's the first one to post an actual proper lap time then. I think everyone's out on the intermediate tyres. But look at how they're bouncing down the straight. It's not good for anything. It's not good for the driver's lower back for a start. It's certainly not good for lap time, not good for downforce, not good for balance, and not good for straight line speed, not good for aerodynamic efficiency. It's just an absolute nightmare bouncing down the straights. And straight away then, the Alfa Romeo split the Mercedes as well. They're out on dries. So everyone's coming out on slicks now. So, yeah, the track's virtually dry. Everyone's coming out on slicks. F1 2022, yes, lad. F1 22, yeah. July the 1st, made by EA and Codemasters combined, lad. That's gonna be sick. We'll have to do a co-op career, lad. When that comes out, you got to learn all the maps, lad. You've got to learn all the maps. You got to learn this map. You know what I mean? I've got the outline of it there, lad. And then once you've learned the tracks, then we'll be on it, mate. Ocon on a flying lap then early on. But yeah, they're all on. I mean, Verstappen's crossed the line on Inters, but the guys that have come out of the pits on Inters are just going to go straight back in for a set of soft tyres. But yeah, you see now Stroll's gone quickest on a set of soft tyres, and Bottas P2. So yeah, anyone that went out on the Inters, which is the Mercedes guys and the Red Bulls, also went out on Inters. They're becoming straight back in for a set of slick tyres, and it's a shame that it's drying out. I would have loved to see a proper wet weather qualifying session as we see flames coming out of the rear brake, coming out the right rear brakes of Alexander Albon's Williams. It's on fire. The brakes are on fire. Oh, it's blown up. Oh, the cake tin's blown up. His wheels exploded. I can't believe it, man. I tell you what, that's shrapnel's just exploded all over the circuit there on the engine, and he's still dropping. He needs to get off the circuit. Oh, he's dropping carbon fibre bits everywhere. Oh, this happened to Williams in testing. The brakes have overheated. Caught fire, and then exploded the entire. Oh, this is crazy, man. But the thing is, it's not even a hot, like it's a cold afternoon in North Italy, this. Like, why are your brakes on fire? That's crazy, man. And all these maps, shush. Yeah, you know all the maps, lad. I trust you. No, don't learn all the maps, because then you'll beat me and then I'll be gutting me. I'll be fuming. Lad, I can't believe this. Alexander Albon's brakes on fire and exploded. Red flag. Oh, let's get up there. I've got a ting, haven't I? Yeah. Red flag. I've got to keep it opening that tab though to do it, which is a nightmare. Yeah, red flag then. The thing is, it's going to take a few minutes to clear this up as well. Be carbon fibre everywhere. Just don't know how to drive. Yeah. Nah, you were good once you got the hang of it. The thing is, I put it on a difficult mode for you as well, because I was like, yeah, these are the proper settings. And you're spinning like a top. But then once you get the hang of it, mate, you pick it up quick, innit? That was dramatic, that though. Let's see a replay here then. Yeah, so yeah, his right rear wheel is on fire. Then something drops. He's right, and then it just explodes, man. Not good. That happened in Bahrain in testing that, so it's not it's a known issue that for the wheel. That's dangerous. That the thing is that. Well, that's him out of quality then. So Albon's out of quality, but what a shot that is. You shouldn't be seeing stuff blow up like that. That's crazy. You just sort that out rapid, man. Because that happened to him in testing. Look at that on fire. That's ridiculous. That's crazy, man. I hope they sort it out soon. 4 hours warm up, yes, lad. 4 hours warm up. Hey, that's what I need on Warzone. 4 hours warm up and then I'm alright. I've not played that for years. Look at the damage here now. We got a close up of Alexander Albon's car in the garage. Mate, it's ruined. No, he's sat in that car as if they're gonna. Alex Albon's still sat in the car as if they're gonna change a couple of parts and send him back out again. Nah, mate. They ain't sending you back out again, Alex. You might as well get out of the car. You had 12 minutes left of the session when it resumes. It's just not long enough. There's about 15-20 marshals on track now, sweeping away the debris. So I hope we can get back underway soon. But yeah, half the grid hasn't even set a time yet. The McLarens haven't set a time. Alpha Tauris haven't set a time. Haas haven't set a time. Ferraris haven't set a time yet. They've got to get on with it, because by the time they get around again, there'd be 10 minutes to go. You've got to bank a lap. If it starts raining now, it gets interesting. That would be interesting, but it's looking like it's brightening up, unfortunately. I would have loved a bit of rain. What's Christian Horner saying? Yeah, Ferrari. Yeah, Horner saying Ferrari look quick, mate. Ferrari look. In the practice session a couple of hours ago, they were rapid, absolutely. Like, I think they went a second. I think both Ferraris went like a second and a half quicker than Verstappen, which in Formula One is an absolute chasm. Like, that is an absolute. That's a massive gap. To be a second and a half quicker than Verstappen, but then that's in the wet. In the dry, it should be a lot. It should be a lot closer. I think Sainz was hooking up some monster laps at the end of practice, getting slipstreams and everything. So it might be a bit unrepresentative. It looked a bit too good. Want to get one of those professional setups like what Otmir has? Yeah, mate. I used to have something like that, Tax, when I was like 18. I used to have a proper setup chair with the steering wheel and pedals all built in, a full unit, like 800 quid's worth unit with the steering wheel, everything. I was mint back then. That's like 2010ish. Yeah, for 2 or 3 years I had that, mate. Sean's in these leagues now, these esport, the proper tournaments, and that. I was the F1 version of that. I was in proper league racing stuff and everything, but it's like 10 years ago now. I was in proper. Back in them days, I was one of the best in the world on the F1 games. Back then, back in like from F1 2010, 11 and 12, I was one of the best in the world. And I had a world record around Malaysia at one point. Anyway, but as you get older, you sort of, your head gets turned by other things, and you move on from that. But I'd love to get set up with that again eventually. But iRacing's the one. What moves? You need the seating. Oh, mate, what the seat that moves? No, like an arcade driller. No. But that guy that tacks on about Jarno Watmir, mate, he's the best in the world on F1. Mate, the setups they have are unreal. But if you've got a setup that good, the F1 game's not the one, because the F1 games are not a simulation. They're like it's not an arcade game, but it's not a simulation. It's like a middle ground. What you really want is that setup with your chair, the wheel, the pedals, the whole lot, and then an iRacing membership. Oh, mate, I don't know how much that costs a month, and you have to actually buy each individual car with real money. Like, it's ridiculous. And you have to pay to get in races and pay to get in events. But that's the real driller, mate, iRacing. One day I'll get in iRacing with the full setup. But we've still got a red flag here. They're still cleaning up the mess. Oh, there we go. It starts in 3 minutes. Resumes in 3 minutes. Then, thank God for that. We had was it Saudi Arabia? Mick Schumacher had a massive crash in qualifying, and there was a red flag for over an hour. I don't know how I bridged that. I don't know how I waffled for over an hour, but I got through it. And there was over an hour red flag in quality. So this is nothing. 10-minute gap in it. Oh, easy. Easy mode. So we're back underway. We're back underway in a couple of minutes. And everyone's got to get the laps in, man. Like I was saying, half the grid's not even got a banker lap in yet. They've even got Nico Rosberg on the Sky F1 team from home. He was the only driver I didn't like, Nico Rosberg. I've been watching this 16, 17 years, and Nico Rosberg was the only driver I didn't. He had some dirty tactics. He did. He wasn't as a clean a driver as he made himself out to be. That Rosberg, he was. Mate. He did a few dodgy things in. But when he played it like a dream, really, because he won the championship in 2016, beats Hamilton, and then retires the next day. That's the way to do it. Retire on top, win the championship, bang, retire. Couldn't hack it, mate. That's the truth. Anyway, we're back underway almost. They're queuing up at the end of the pit lane now. They'll all be on slicks now. Track's gonna be fully dry now. They're queuing up. I'd love to see Haas do something. Come on, Mick, please. Pull a rabbit out of the hat. That's what I want. And the drier the circuit gets, the less chance there is of someone pulling a rabbit out of the hat. I'd love someone to pull a massive rabbit out of the hat. In fact, Alonso could have done it in Australia a couple of weeks ago. I think Alonso went purple in Sector 1, which, if you don't know, purple means faster than anyone, like fastest of anyone. I think Alonso, in the final part of qualifying in Australia, was fastest of anyone in the first two sectors, and then crashed in Sector 3, mate. Alonso could have been on pole position. I'd have been dancing around the gaff, mate. Alonso on pole. I love stuff like that. But he didn't finish the lap. I think something went wrong with his hydraulic, or he did some brake issue, and he put it in the wall, and I was like, no, mate. He was going to bang it on pole. Unbelievable scenes. I mean, I'd love to see like a Hulkenberg 2010 in Brazil. In a Williams, bang, pole. What? Stroll 2017, Monza. Bang, pole. Oh, I think he was second. I think he was second on the grid, Stroll. He has had a pole position, though, Stroll. In Turkey, was it last year, the year before? No, the year before, it'd be 2020. Stroll, he had a pole position. This is what you love to see, you know what I mean? Outside and nicking it, that's what you want. And the wet weather gives that a massive chance. And the fact it's drying out now is a massive buzzkill. It's a massive buzzkill that it's drying out. I'd love it to stay damp, but no, they're all on soft tyres now. So 10 minutes to go then in this first Q1 session after Alexander Albon's brake exploded, which seems too dramatic to be true. It's almost daft. Like, it's a cold, like I was saying, it's a cold afternoon. Like his brake didn't blow up because it's 48 degrees in the middle of the desert in Bahrain. Nah, his brake set on fire on a cold Friday afternoon in northern Italy. What? Makes no sense. Here's Lance Stroll then, the first of the gang on a flying lap. Go on then, Lance. He'd do well to get out of this Q1 session. He'd be chuffed with that. Because this Aston Martin, massive step backwards. Even from last year. Last year they were a midfield team. they've gone backwards. And don't even get me started about since 2020. They won a race. They were fighting for podiums. They were like third quickest team. Now they've got the money, the investment, the big company behind them. So it's back to front. It's back to front. What's going on with them? But he's gone fastest of anyone in the middle sector then Lance Stroll. Well, of course he has, because he's the first one. He's the first one to set a proper lap time since it's resumed. Leclerc pops up into P4 and Stroll goes quickest. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. Hold the front page. It's gonna last a few more seconds, I tell you now. That is gonna last a few more seconds. It does look a good car, that Aston Martin. But it just goes to show, it doesn't matter how good it looks, it's slow, isn't it? Mercedes go third and sixth then. Ricciardo pops up into P2. Everyone's improving now. This is where the laps are coming in. Bang, bang, bang. Ocon goes P3. Verstappen goes P2. So Alonso quickest at the minute. Go on, Fernando. Go on, Fernando. I remember Fernando in his Ferrari days, mate, was unstoppable. Lando Norris knocks Alonso off the top then. Who's going to get knocked out here? Well, we know Albon's gone. His brake blew up. We know Albon's gone, but the other four drivers, who are the other four drivers that are going to get knocked out here? It could be anybody. Could literally be anybody. It ain't going to be Ferrari though, is it? Bang. First and second now go Sainz and Leclerc. Down in the bottom five at the minute then, we've got Yuki Tsunoda, Nicholas Latifi, Pierre Gasly, who now pops up into P10. And so does Tsunoda. Tsunoda pops up into the top six, as well as Bottas. Mate, these laps are just boom, boom, boom. It's going to be last across the line. You know, who's going to be left in the bottom? Hamilton's in the bottom five now with Vettel. I tell you what, Vettel's gone from the second to 19th real quick. Just seen the replay there. Mick Schumacher going right across the. Do you call it the Della Roggia chicane? No, is that for another circuit? That chicane has definitely got a name though. But cut straight across it like they were doing in practice all day. The full hour of practice earlier on. Everyone cut across that chicane. Here comes Vettel then to the line. He's 17th at the minute. Needs to improve. Boom. P6. Not bad. Not bad. 6 minutes to go. On board with Lewis Hamilton then. Both Mercedes in the bottom five at the minute then. 5.5 minutes for them to sort that out. At the moment we have got Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren. Stroll now pops up into P5. So Aston Martin. Early signs says they look alright. 5th and 7th at the minute. Not bad. Not bad. Lewis then towards the end of the lap. Final couple of corners. How does the sprint race work if they're still doing qualifying? Right, so this qualifying session is setting the grid for the sprint race tomorrow. And then the results of the sprint race sets the grid for the Grand Prix on Sunday. So this is to set the starting grid for the sprint race tomorrow. That's how it works. And then whatever the finishing order is of the sprint race becomes the starting order for the Grand Prix on Sunday. That's how we rock and roll. That's how we do it, Tax. Yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. What has happened? Here comes Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu pops up into P5 then. Norris goes quickest. Wow. McLaren first and fifth now. Here comes Charles Leclerc to the line. Boom. Leclerc at 1:19.5. And now Sainz makes it Ferrari 1-2. Both Ferraris. Yeah. Both Ferraris getting a 1:19.5. Norris 6/10 behind that. Tsunoda now pops up into the top 10, as well as Kevin Magnussen. Who's going to be left in this bottom 5 here? Who's going to be left? Everyone's just bam, 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 and it's just, who knows how it's going to end. I was just seeing a replay of Nicholas Latifi spinning on his on the exit of that chicane there. Oh, that's on the way down to the hairpin. Yeah. What the hell? Embarrassing. That was an embarrassing spin from Latifi there. Zhou Guan Yu, should I say, to the line. Boom! Pops up into P5. Not bad. He's the rookie this year. Yeah, because you can't really call Albon a rookie. Who else? Magnussen's returning. So Zhou Guan Yu is the only true rookie this year. And he's had a good start. I think he's had a P10 and a couple of P11s. So not a bad start to his Formula 1 career for Zhou Guan Yu. Hopefully he can... I think I've predicted him to get 10th place actually in this race. So go on, lad. So yeah, at the moment in the bottom 5 is Vettel, Bottas, Ocon, Schumacher, Latifi and Albon, who will be dead last anyway. So it's another 4 drivers that are going to get knocked out. Oh, sorry, no, Vettel's not in. Vettel's on the bubble, as they say. So in the bottom 5 is Bottas, who now pops up into P9. That pushes Vettel into the bottom 5. Wow, both Mercedes need to improve. There's less than 2 minutes to go now in this first part of qualifying session. Remember that this only sets the grid positions for the bottom 5 positions. So is Ocon too late? They're talking about Ocon being too late to have another go. So Ocon might be stuck in that bottom 5 now. And Hamilton is under pressure then, Lewis Hamilton. This is his final lap. This is his final go to get out of the bottom 5 and get through to the next part of qualifying. This is the worst. This is the worst car Hamilton's driven since 2009. I'm telling you that now. So Verstappen's gone purple in sector 1 then. Still Ferrari 1-2. Norris up in 3rd. He's looking good. Pierre Gasly pops up into the top 10 then, as does Yuki Tsunoda, improves then to P7. Kevin Magnussen goes into the top 3. 40 seconds to go then. Wow, Lewis. One of these Mercs might get knocked out, man, if not both. He's a 10th up on getting out of Q1. Mate, this is right. This is right on the limit. This is right on the limit of will he get out? I've still got my weight there. Wow, Hamilton improves, but only to 13th. Let me just get that up. No way. And Russell goes up to 11th then. So they're only just about safe at the minute. Lewis Hamilton's 14th. Leclerc goes quickest then. So at the moment, Schumacher's out, Vettel's out, Ocon's out, and Latifi's out. But they're all on flying laps. If they improve, Perez needs a lap. Lewis could get knocked out here. This is touch and go. Valtteri Bottas then round the final corner. Bottas up to 9th then. So Mick Schumacher's now knocked into the bottom 5 but crosses the line and goes P10. Both Aston Martins now in the bottom 5. Vettel improves to P8. Oh, Hamilton's out. Hamilton's down in 17th. Perez is down in the bottom 5 as well. Alonso improves. Both Aston Martins are safe. Perez improves. And here comes Lewis Hamilton then. Final chance just about. Latifi improves but not enough to get out. So Ocon's out. Latifi's out. And Russell just about. And the Mercedes by the skin of the teeth. Mercedes. And both AlphaTauris are out then in the end. I couldn't even keep up with that. 4,000th of a second Hamilton got through. By 4,000th of a second. Both AlphaTauris out. Tsunoda and Gasly, along with Latifi. Ocon, who timed it wrong with getting out of the pits. That's unfortunate because I predicted an Ocon podium, so I'm in the mud. Motorsport madman in the mud with his predictions because I predicted a Ocon podium. Get 1,000,000 to 1 on that now. Look at Zhou Guan Yu up there in P4. Go on, lad. Zhou Guan Yu up in P4. Get in, lad. If he starts fourth, mate. Oh, Lewis has got away with it there. Virtually exactly the same time as Tsunoda. 4,000. Bloody hell. Lucky ones. That was frantic at the end of that session then. The last 2 or 3 minutes of that session could have knocked out anybody. I think it just came down to like, it was sort of the midfield guys are so evenly matched that it was sort of down to the timing of when you completed your lap. Like if you're just at the wrong part of the circuit at the wrong time, you're out. Like, I feel like if Gasly had got another lap, he'd have gone quicker. Like the track was just improving with every minute. So it was just virtually, if you're the first one across the line, you're at a massive disadvantage. You've got to be, basically, the trick there was to be the last one across the line. Because you're just improving every single lap. You're going quicker and quicker because the track's drying. It's getting more grip. The track temperature's going up. The tyres are coming alive. And then the time runs out. And you're left in 17th. And that's it. Game over. You're gone. And that's what's just happened to both AlphaTauris then. Pretty unlucky. So we'll be back underway in a few minutes for Q2, which will set the grid positions from 11th to 15th. So that's 16th to 20th set now. So this is for the sprint race, by the way. This is setting the grid positions for the sprint race tomorrow afternoon. So it's Alexander Albon starting from the back. Ocon in the Alpine will start from P19. Nicholas Latifi in the other Williams. So Williams 18th and 20th. They'll start the sprint racing. Not great. And the two AlphaTauris. Hamilton getting through by 4,000th of a second. Close. And the thing is, this isn't an odd one out, because Hamilton did get knocked out and was P16 a month ago in Saudi Arabia. Look at the porpoising. We've just seen a replay. Look at that. It's horrendous. We've just seen a replay of George Russell coming down the main straight. And he's literally, bob, 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 bob. He's literally, his head's bouncing up and down in the cockpit. That is horrendous. I mean, Mercedes must be watching that back at HQ. Remember, they've got 800 people working on getting these two racing cars prepared. 800 members of staff. They're going to be watching that back at base going, what have we got to do to sort this out? Because you can bet your bottom dollar they've already tried. I bet they're already on, if it was plan A to Z, I bet they're already on plan S or T. They've gone through loads of stuff trying to sort it out. And they're rocking up to each race and it's getting worse. Unbelievable. But then there's the other side of the coin, because you've got Mercedes bouncing down the straight and they're slow, and you think, oh, it's because of the porpoising. No, it's not though, because the Ferrari is also bouncing down the straight and they're the fastest car on the grid. So make that make sense. So it's not just a case with the Mercedes. It's bouncing, it's porpoising. That's why it's slow. It's not as simple as that. There's other issues. There's other issues, whether it's a weight issue, whether it's a downforce issue. I mean, they've gone with these radical side pods. You know, you've got to start questioning, does that concept work? Is having a big exposed top edge of the floor towards the rear of the car, is that actually a good thing? Like, they've got to start questioning, you know, we're in round 4, they've got to start questioning the philosophy of the car, because it's not working. They've nearly been knocked out in Q1. Yeah, I feel bad for that Tsunoda. Yeah, to lose out by 4 thousandths of a second. Width of a cigarette paper. Oh my God. So we are underway for Q2 then. Well, it'd be a miracle if they get both Ferraris. I mean, if they get both Mercedes or even one Mercedes into the top 10 shootout, I'll be surprised. Oh, I've just heard some good news. The rain is coming. The rain is on the way. They've just messaged Leclerc on the old team radio phone. The rain is coming in one lap. Get in. We want a bit of rain. We love a bit of rain. We love a bit of rain. Just to throw the form book out of the window and throw the form book down the road and have it swiveling away. A bit of rain is golden. Just to add that spice of unpredictability. We love the spice of unpredictability. I hope we do get a little bit of sprinkling. Look at Carlos Sainz. See, the Ferrari is not quite as bad, but nearly as bad as the Mercedes down the straights. But they're rapid. They're still rapid. Look at the speed he can take into there, and he's on the limit there. He's even on the serrated. He's on the serrated curb, right on the limit of the track. Because remember, the lap time would probably be deleted if you dip all 4 wheels outside the track limits. So he was right on the limit there a couple of times. Here we go then. This is easy to make a mistake there. Nice exit there. Coming up to the tight chicane. Attacking the curves. Yeah, he's attacking that inside curb on the right hand side, right over the sausage curb there. Which surprises me, especially with these ground effect cars, that they're doing that. round the last couple of corners then for Carlos Sainz, fastest of anybody in the middle sector, but not many people have attempted a lap yet. So that is the banker then. That is the first lap time of Q2, a 1:18.9. Mick Schumacher 2 seconds off the pace. Norris the next one to set a lap time, then goes P2. So glad they bought this track back. Yeah, so am I. This is a great track. Yeah, we missed it. Bottas pops up into P4 as Verstappen's gone purple in the middle sector then. Verstappen looking quick. Yeah, these laps might be the laps that set the grid. Because if it does start raining, they're not going to go quicker than now. This might be it. So what they will have done is fueled the cars up. Instead of just enough fuel for one flying lap, they'll put a little bit more fuel in, which is a bit more weight. But it's worth it. Because they need to just do these 2 or 3 laps because of the radar saying it's going to rain any second now. So you need to get these banker laps in. It's critical to get a good lap in now. So Ricciardo up into the top 10 then. Yellow flag. Sainz, what's happened to Sainz? Sainz has crashed. Oh, he's destroyed it. He's destroyed it. Red flag button, red flag button, red flag button. Oh, he's destroyed it, mate. Carlos Sainz. And the camera goes straight to Antonio Giovinazzi. It's cruel how they do that. It's cruel how they go to the reserve driver to see his reaction. Like, you could be sat in that car. What's your reaction? He's not had a good few weeks. Carlos Sainz. Well, he signed a deal with Ferrari, so that makes it a good week. But on track, let's say, it's not been a good few weeks for Carlos Sainz. And he's in the war in qualifying. But the thing is, this, if it starts raining now, then no one's going to improve. And so he'd be through. So he'll start the race in 10th, I would say. Right, here's a replay then of Sainz's crash. Right, he's all right there. Oh, he's lost the rear into the final corner. Oh, no. He's lost the back end into the final corner. Oh, Carlos. Oh, Carlos. The thing is, he's had a nightmare in Australia. I predicted him to win this race. He's in the wall on Friday afternoon. Well, they're saying it now. He's got the best car in Formula One. Oh, Carlos. And the thing is, it's compounded by the fact that Leclerc is absolutely hitting it out of the park at the moment as well. Wow. Sainz in the barrier. But the thing is, if it starts raining now, well, this is it. Because this is the thing. If it does start raining now, few drops on the camera in the pit lane. If it starts raining now, these guys are probably not going to improve. And so the bottom 5, what it is now, with 10 minutes 42 seconds remaining, but we're currently on pause for a red flag, they might not improve. So the bottom 5 now might be the bottom 5, which at the moment includes George Russell, P11. He might stay 11th. You know, Mick Schumacher will be out in P12. Lewis Hamilton will be out. So both Mercedes will be out if it stays like this, because they will resume and do the 10 minutes. But if it's raining, you ain't improving. Zhou Guanyu would be out if it stays like this in 14th, and Lance Stroll would be out. So Vettel would be through to the top 10 if it rains, if it was to really start raining now. Now apparently a couple of apparently the rain's moving in basically. Oh, we're just seeing a replay of Carlos Sainz in the wall. Oh, mate, this is not what you do with the... He's just signed a new contract. He's got the best car in Formula 1. He's had a great few years. See, this is the thing. Carlos Sainz has been brilliant from probably... Oh, he's been brilliant since he's been in Formula 1. You know, I was about to say he's been brilliant the last couple of years. Carlos Sainz has always been good, and he's always been underrated. And now he's got his big break at Ferrari. And now they've got a championship worthy car, and it's all starting to... I mean, we're only on round 4. It's only round 4, but he's not had the start to the season that he was dreaming about 6 weeks ago. This is what Rosberg's saying, is the pressure getting to him. Yeah. And Rosberg knows about pressure because he was put into Mercedes championship battles year after year with Hamilton, and it takes its toll. You know, Rosberg used to make unforced errors and things like that, and you've got to... Yeah, Sainz has got to turn it round rapid. So it starts at 10 to 5. So the session will resume in like 2 minutes. Yeah, so the session's going to resume in a couple of minutes. But if the rain's coming down, mate, that's it. But then the rain's coming down. All the umbrellas are up now. They're not improving. So both Mercedes are going to be out. They're not going to improve here. Both Mercedes are going to be out. There's not even any point to do this 10 minutes. Both Mercedes are going to be out. Schumacher's going to be out. Zhou Guanyu's going to be out. Lance Stroll going to be out. And Vettel's going to be in the top 10 shootout along with Alonso, Magnussen. Wow. And then Sainz. So Sainz, this will mean that Sainz will start, because he's in P2 now. Obviously, he won't get through to Q3, like he's out. So he'll start 10th, basically, which is not the end of the world, is it? He can still come through and score a hatful of points tomorrow and Sunday, but it's looking like Sainz will start P10. I think, where did he start in Australia? Something like 10th or 12th. Something like 10th or 12th in Australia, and then he crashed out on lap 2. Nightmare. But as it stands, then both McLarens in the top 10, both Red Bulls, and then we've got Bottas in his Alfa Romeo, Magnussen in his Haas, Alonso in the Alpine. Go on, lad. They should be getting this Q2 session back underway any minute now, but it's not gonna. I mean, they're not. In fact, maybe even some of these cars won't even go out. But what it will do is make Q3 really interesting. You know, sprinkling of rain now. The pole position shootout is going to be is not going to be one to miss. All right, Brownie, how are we doing, lad? You're just joining us as Carlos Sainz has put it in the wall. We've just got a bit of a red flag at the minute as we're waiting for them to clear his car off the circuit, and then we just got back underway now. But the rain's arrived, so these times that they've got on the board, they're not going to improve. The rain is coming down, so both Mercedes are going to be knocked out here in Q2. But it does make the Q3 pole position shootout. It does make that really interesting. So, the pit lane's open. We've got 10 minutes to go in Q2. No one's going out. The rain's coming down. Loving the graphics. Thanks, Brownie. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes. I figure it this way. I might have 50 subs, but I don't look like a 50 sub channel. If I can put in the effort and do all the streams and do practice in the race and really go for it, then you know what else can I do? Just give it time. Just got to give it time, and eventually, you know, hopefully get on the YouTube list when someone puts in F1, you know, and then work my way up. It will all come good. Yeah, I've just got to give it time. But yeah, 9 minutes to go, and no one's coming out. These are the 11th through 15th is pretty much set. There's not even much point in even doing these, in even having this next 9 minutes, because they've already set quick lap times. And now with the rain, they're improving. We thought about a Facebook page. Yeah. Eventually, I'll do other things like. You can do like scheduled tweets as well. You can like eventually I'll get things rigged up, and promote it as much as I can. Just seen a replay now. Max Verstappen. Yeah, the track was virtually dry, and before Carlos Sainz put it in the wall, the track was virtually bone dry. But the rain's come down. Yeah, they're not even going to go out. 8 minutes to go. They're not even going to go out. But Q3, the pole position shootout, they're going to have to go out. And then hopefully we might see a little bit of an unusual result. We might see a bit of an underdog coming through. Look at him dressed as a lion. This is a spectator in a full onesie, like a football mascot. But yeah, Brownie, I'll get myself set us up. Oh yeah, we're back under green flag. It's green flag, but there's nobody. It's the most pointless 10 minutes ever seen this. They know that there's not even any point in going out. It's just bad timing, especially for the two Mercedes. For the guys in the bottom five, it's just raw bad luck. Just the timing that Carlos Sainz has crashed just before the rain started coming down. Just bad timing. You know, he might as well get out of the car. Ricciardo will be through. I mean, Vettel will be through. I mean, yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see because Vettel's had a nightmare. I mean, Vettel missed the first two races because he was ill with COVID, and then comes back last weekend and crashes. And they've got pretty much the worst car. So he'll be over the moon to be in the top 10 pole position shootout. both McLarens as well in the top 10 pole position shootout. Alonso and Magnussen. Can Alonso and Magnussen? See, I'm looking really now for this pole position shootout, which is going to be in about, well, there's 5 minutes left of this session, which no one's going to go out. Then there'll be a 5-minute break. So in about 10 minutes, there's going to be the pole position shootout. And I'll be looking at both McLarens, the Alfa Romeo of Bottas, the Haas of Magnussen, and the Alpine of Alonso. One of those 5 or 6 guys, please, pull something, pull a rabbit out of the hat. I mean, if Vettel was to do something, Vettel take P9 now, because Sainz will go through, but because he's crashed, he'll automatically start 10th. So Vettel starts P9 at worst. He'd snap your hand off if you'd have told him that yesterday. Yeah, they're just saying now, don't write off Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. 4 back-to-back championships between 2010 and 2013. He had his days in the sun. Sebastian Vettel in his prime was as good as anybody's prime. I mean, Fernando Alonso in his prime was as good as anyone. He had his glory years, Sebastian Vettel, man. But he'd be happy even if he does start P9. So it's P9 at worst. So he'd be thinking, get in. Conditions getting worse and worse. I mean, it's going to make for a thrilling Q3, but the thing is, it's killed Q2 though. The rain has just completely killed that 11 minutes. Vettel's going out. So Vettel's going out with 2 minutes to go in the session. Not to improve his time, but purely just as like a scouting mission. This is just to see, just to have a look and get a gauge for just how wet the circuit's got in the last 10 minutes. Because he's already through. He's already through in P8, and he ain't going to improve on a wet track. Yeah, Mercedes are packing up. They're done. Hamilton's out of the car. Wow. Russell P11. Mick Schumacher P12. Lewis Hamilton P13. Zhou Guanyu P14. And Lance Stroll P15. Those are the guys that will be knocked out in a minute and a half, and the rest go through. Oh, we look at the visor cam here then. Is this with Charles Leclerc visor cam? This is a great view, this. And there's a few guys coming out of the pits just to basically do a reconnaissance lap, just to check how it is just to see how bad the conditions are, to get their eye in basically ahead of the Q3. Great on board view here from inside the helmet of Charles Leclerc, Hamilton and Toto Wolff and Lewis Hamilton having a little bit of a... Didn't look best of friends there. Has the rain stopped then? Is it just a little sprinkling of rain? There's a few of them gone out just to check out the conditions. Norris has gone out. Perez has gone out. Alonso's gone out. Vettel's gone out. Bottas has gone out just to do a cheeky little lap. And finally now then, after a pointless 11 minutes of Q2 there, because of the track being in a worse condition than when they set the lap times, after a pointless 11 minutes, the flag does finally come out then to mark the end of Q2 and bring on Q3. Shame Mick Schumacher. He could have and should have got in the top 10 this weekend, Mick Schumacher, but he'll have a chance in the sprint race tomorrow to break into that top 10 for the Grand Prix. But I don't think he's ever scored. Well, I say ever as if he's, it was his first year last year, but he's not scored any points, Mick Schumacher, yet. I'd love to see him get a handful of points this weekend, and the car's definitely good enough. So there's going to be a few minutes. I tell you what. Whoa! Wow, Norris just on a lap where he's just checking how the conditions are. He's already through to the final part of qualifying, and he had a bit of a wobbly moment there, nearly lost it. Just seeing a replay, yeah. He's just got onto the white painted line and just lost the rear end. He's lucky not to have gone across the gravel there. Wow. They're just saying Mercedes. Wow. They're just saying that there's been a Mercedes in every single Q3 session since Japan 2012. So Mercedes have had a car in the top 10 for a decade, and that record has just been broken now. Both of them out. No Mercedes in the top 10, which is what I thought anyway. Looking at practice this morning, you could see that coming, that the Mercedes were going to struggle. Longest Q2 session in the world that was, wasn't it? With Sainz binning it, just basically ruined it then, because he just crashed at a really bad moment and made the rest of the session pointless. So Carlos Sainz putting it in the wall just killed like 20 minutes. Mate, not what you need, that. But the next 15 minutes is going to make up for that. This is going to make up for it. If one of these underdogs, mate, can pull out a perfect lap, you never know. You never know. You never know what can happen on a rainy day in northern Italy. You never know. Shame about Mick Schumacher. I hope the best for Mick Schumacher. He's not had the rub of the green so far. Meanwhile, Kevin Magnussen, who's in the top 10 shootout again now, I think he finished 5th in the first race and 9th in Saudi Arabia. Oh, and there we see Carlos Sainz. Oh, not gonna be a Ferrari 1-2, is it, this week? Wow. What's Carlos Sainz got to say then? He'd be gutted, mate. Yeah. Another mistake, man. Is it the pressure of being in the top team? Is it? Because it's a different game when you're in a McLaren where you're trying to score as many points as you can and you're aiming for consistency. I mean, you're always aiming for consistency anyway, but it's just a different goalpost. It's a different target. Carlos Sainz was going into the season knowing he can win the championship, and that's a different mental state. And some drivers will take to that, and like Lewis Hamilton, as soon as he came into the sport, took to it. You might see other drivers that not quite live up to it and just falter under the pressure. And I hope that's not going to be the case with Carlos Sainz. I hope that this is as low as it gets for Sainz, and then from here on in, it's like, right, we're on. Imola was the low point. We started the season poorly, crashed out in Australia, crashed out in qualifying in Imola, but then from then on kicked on and battled for the championship because he's got the car to. Anyway, that's what's happened. Sainz is in the wall. He'll start P10 tomorrow, but now we get the pole position shootout. This is what we've been waiting for, and we've had the sprinkling of rain, so this is set up perfectly for Q3. This is set up like a peach now. The final 12 minutes of the qualifying session, the big pole shootout, and they're all queuing up at the end of the pit lane. They're ready, and it could be last one across the line gets the fastest. It might be a case of that. If there's no more rain and the track's just drying out, they're going to go quicker, they're going to go faster, and it's just going to be about timing, about where you are on the circuit. This could be, I'm hoping this is anybody's game. Although I would fancy Leclerc though. I'm not going to lie, Leclerc will be favourite, but you never know. Here we go then for Q3. Look at him racing on the outlap. Trying to get track position. If it's anything but a Ferrari or Red Bull on pole, mate, it's a classic. Instant classic. If it's not a Ferrari or Red Bull on pole, boom. Sign me up. Sign me up. Watch them be 1, 2, 3, won't they? No, we'll see. We'll see. Look at the spray here towards the bottom end of the circuit. Yeah, but the bottom end of the circuit's... Yeah, it seems like the last few corners look a lot wetter than the rest of the track. Oh, Verstappen nearly lost it. He did lose it. Going across the grass, you don't want to be doing that on your flying lap. And look at the spray there in the main straight. Oh, it is wet. It's proper. Oh, this is proper. Look at the rear end of the Ferrari. Boom, 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 boom. The sparks is kicking up. Oh, has he lost the rear end? Leclerc squirreling rear end out of the exit of the first chicane. Oh, mate, this is gonna be to the final. It's gonna be the final man across the line. I'm telling you, it's gonna be last man across the line gets pole. But he might be last man across the line gets it. Yellow flag in sector 2. Kevin Magnussen. Whoa, Magnussen, is he in the wall? Or is he just spun? Oh, we're gonna get another red flag. We're gonna get another red flag here. Oh my god. Red flag button, deal dead. Oh my god. So Magnussen spun off. Wow. Has he hit the wall though? I think he's not caused any damage. He's just got to be carefully. Yeah. He's managed to keep it going as Kevin Magnussen. He's not hit the wall, I don't think. And he's got out of the gravel. And he's back underway. So they've thrown the red flag too soon. Because Lando Norris beached it in the gravel before, in practice, bang, red flag straight away. Then he reversed out and carried on. It's just happened again. Magnussen spun off into the gravel. They're in the the stewards have just got a bang, red button straight away. It's too soon, man. You can give him chance. He can get out. They're just slapping the emergency meeting button straight away and just red flagging it immediately. They need to assess the situation and say, right, is he fully beached? Is it fully dangerous? And he's fully beached himself? Or in another 15 seconds, is he going to manoeuvre himself out of it? Because that's the second pointless red flag they've thrown in a few hours. So now everyone has to come back to the pits. Everyone back in the garage again, changing the tyres again, getting a session wheel resume and and there it is. Session resume at 18, 17, 18, 4 minutes. Resumes again in 4 minutes. It shouldn't have even stopped. Yeah, the session shouldn't have even stopped, but it has. Everyone's back in the pits again. Only 8 minutes and 51 seconds remaining when we get back underway again. Is this the third red flag of the session, this? Yeah, because we had Albon's rear brake blow up in Q1. We had Sainz put it in the wall in Q2. And then Magnussen Magnussen's just spun off there at the beginning of Q3. My God. It's all gone off. But it's not really created drama, it's just created delays. It's just basically red flags just causing delays. And a couple of these delays have been a bit unnecessary as well. So the session's going to resume in a couple of minutes, and we might finally get this qualifying finished. But I think Magnussen will be able to carry on as normal. Even though he caused the red flag, he's still in. So we see a replay on board with Charles Leclerc bouncing down the straight. Oh, I can't get over that. The rear end of it. Wow, he's just taking chunks out of the circuit, man. Couldn't they just remove the red flag and saying that, yeah, exactly, this is it? But they've got to follow the process, and everyone's got to come in the pits, and then they've got to waste another 7 or 8 minutes. When in reality, as soon as Magnussen, what really should happen, as soon as Magnussen can carry on, he's not crashed, he's up and running again, right? Red flag cancelled. Well, they don't. So it's like another dead 10 minutes, isn't it? More delays than Heathrow, this. But we will be getting back underway any second now. And Alonso's going to be first out. They're all queuing up to get out, and we'll finally get this pole position shootout properly concluded and properly decided. Here we go then, green flag. Let me put the green flag back on the driller. Right. Green flag. 8.5 minutes to go then to decide pole position for the sprint race tomorrow. Come on. Is it going to be Charlie Boy on pole? Can Max Verstappen put it on pole? What can the Ferraris do? What can someone like Fernando Alonso? Can he pull a perfect lap out of the bag? Can Kevin Magnussen do something? What can Sebastian Vettel do in what seems to be the slowest car on the grid? Can he pull something out of the bag and hark back to his championship winning days? Can he resurrect some of those glory moments? Can Valtteri Bottas do something? You know, he's had a great start to the season. Alfa Romeo, you know, really outperforming probably their own expectations. Never mind everyone else's expectations, especially compared to last year. We're going to find out now. 7 minutes to go then. And we're on board with 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Go on, Fernando. How's the hardly any porpoising. It's just a very slight, but nothing like the Ferrari or the especially the Mercedes, sliding through the first couple of corners then. Here we come then. Oh, in the dry, he can almost go flat out through the first part of that chicane. Nice on the exit. Coming down to the hairpin then. Keeps a wide line. He's on the wet line then. They're all on intermediates. All on intermediate tyres. Comes around to Piratella. Doesn't go too far wide on the curb. Now this is a scary bit. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost the rear end. He's out. He's gone wide. Oh, Fernando, man. That's the most. That part of the circuit there, the dip, as they just at the bottom of the hill and they dip back up and round. That's caused so many problems this weekend. Bottas purple. Valtteri Bottas purple in sector 2. Norris has gone purple in sector 2. Oh, this could be drama. This could be really dramatic, this. So Magnussen's the first to set a proper lap time then. Boom, a 1:30 flat. Alonso goes P2. Bottas goes second. Lando Norris puts it on pole for now by 67 thousandths of a second over Kevin Magnussen. Here comes Sebastian Vettel out of the final corner then, gunning it to the line. Go on, Seb, pull something out of the hat. Goes P4 for now. Leclerc goes purple in the middle sector as Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo go 1-2 for McLaren. But Leclerc's going to smash it out of the park. And there it is. Leclerc goes a 1:28.7, a full second quicker than the McLarens. And Verstappen and Leclerc separated by 200ths of a second for first. So Leclerc on pole at the moment then with 4.5 minutes to go. Verstappen just behind. Then the two McLarens. Sainz will be 10th. Wow, that's so close between. More rain. So Verstappen's pit wall telling him there's more rain coming. So this could be. Kevin Magnussen goes P3. Go on, the lad. Go on, Haas. Go on. Verstappen, yeah. P3 and Alonso goes P4. Norris goes P3 then. Pushes Magnussen and Alonso down. Verstappen looking quick though. Perez is not on it. Perez a second off the pace. A yellow flag in sector 3. What's happened? Oh, what's happened? He's eased off. Oh, what's happened to Bottas? We've got a yellow flag. Verstappen's had to back out of it. I don't know if Bottas has a spun or something. Leclerc and Verstappen so close, yeah, Jordan. Thousandths of a second, innit? Oh, and Bottas is out. As he crashes, he spun. A red flag again with 3 minutes to go. Oh my God. For the fourth time, the fourth red flag of the session. We're never going to finish. We're never going to finish this qualifying session, I swear, man. It's never going to end. Verstappen's ended up there, 0.8 of a quicker. At some point there, Verstappen has absolutely monstered a lap and gone 0.8 quicker than Leclerc and a second quicker than Norris. Magnus is still up there in 4th. And Bottas is... It just looks like he's ground to a halt. I don't know what... Well, we're going to see... Well, we're on board with Max Verstappen. Goes wide in turn 1. Goes straight across... So Verstappen got his lap. got his lap under his belt, and then the red flag came out. But he's pulled together some kind of a monster of a lap there. Will that be beaten? The fourth red flag, mate. It is a lengthy one, this. More delays than Heathrow this session, I swear down, man. And they're all back in the pits then. But they'll get one, maybe two. If they're quick on the outlap, maybe they'll get 2 flying laps at the end. But is there going to be any rain? When are we going to get this back underway? Have they moved Bottas' car yet? We haven't even seen the replay with Bottas. Has he spun? Has he... Yeah, everyone's getting a fresh set of intermediate tyres ready for the final run. But have they even moved Bottas' car out of the way? What even happened to Bottas? This is crazy, man. They're never going to end. Here we go then. So he has just literally just ground to a halt. What's gone wrong there? So no dramas. He's just ground to a halt. Game over. Stranded on the side. Here we go. Then this is on board with Max Verstappen. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, yeah, there's going to be a bit of a debate because the double yellow flags were out and Verstappen's improved his lap time. So there's going to be questions asked, but he'd be all right because he's proved that he's effectively slowed down going into the final couple of corners. Even though he went quicker, but it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. I know, innit? He parked up. He'd had enough, lad. He'd had enough. It's going to be like me, 3 o'clock in the morning on this Demcast we're going to have. I'm just going to recline my chair and peace out, lad. Just had enough, innit? What's gone on there? They need to get it out of the way, man. And get this final 3 minutes done and dusted. So I can go, have something to eat, get to the shop, and get on it. Yeah, innit, Joe? Like never every time start set, innit? Yeah, if you start set too late, he's gone with the wind, him. He's fully gone. Just seen a replay of Alonso going wide. They've all gone wide down at the bottom of the hill here. I don't know the name of the corner. But they literally everyone's lost a rear end going into that corner at one point or another during this qualifying session. The radar looks like the rain's coming. Oh, what's Lewis got to say? No, it wasn't a great session. 11th and 13th. Mercedes will line up. And a stat that I didn't know that I heard in the commentary a few minutes ago is that's the first time since Japan 2012, so a decade, that there won't be a Mercedes in the top 10. The first time in a decade. 11th and 13th. Wow. Just shows the domination and the consistency that they've had. And it's all just crumbling away. It's crumbling away. Look, he's having a row there. We're seeing a replay of Hamilton and Toto Wolff. Not happy. Not happy there. Just seeing a replay of Verstappen cutting across the first chicane, like a few of them had done. When are we getting this back underway then? Come on, come on. Wheel Bottas's car out of the way and let's get this session decided. We want to see Kevin Magnussen just banging a perfect lap, bang, pole, or Alonso just perfect lap, hooks it up, bang, pole, love it. When are they getting? We've not even got a message of when it's. But it can't be too long now. It's a minute or two, I would say. Gotta be. Is it raining? I mean, there's a few people with umbrellas up there, but look at the river next to the circuit. It's absolutely bursting its banks. A full. Come on, let's get it back underway. Yeah, it shouldn't have taken more than a couple of minutes to wheel Bottas's car out of the way. Look at that, Magnussen's in the top 4 at the minute. You snap your hand off for that now. You say stop the count, Magnussen, P4, stop the count. Oh my god. Oh, Ted saying it's starting to rain again. So they might not be able to improve, and hence this might be it then. This might be it. If it starts raining again, this might be it then. With 3 minutes to go, it might be pretty much decided. If it continues raining like this, it is going to be Max Verstappen on pole from Charles Leclerc, Norris, Magnussen up in 4th. If it is like, and they've only just now got Bottas' car on the tow truck. Why didn't they just push it out of the way, man? That's another. It's not been efficiently done, any of this. As Valtteri gets a lift in the. So it will start 18:38, well 17:38 for UK time. So yeah, in 4 minutes it will resume, but it might resume to a bit of a damp squib, because if the track's in a much worse condition than it was 10 minutes ago, then they're not going to improve. If the track's wetter than it was a few minutes ago, they're not going to improve. So that might be the grid. In fact, I'll say now that's the grid. Oh, nah, they won't. Nah, they won't. They won't disqualify Magnussen. They're on about, because Magnussen stopped out on circuit and carried on, because he stopped and caused a red flag. They're saying there's a regulation that says he can't continue in that session. Nah, they No, I hope not. They can't. It's their fault for throwing the red flag too soon. They didn't even give him chance to get out of the gravel. It's just he spun off. Magnussen just spun off, and they immediately just went bang, emergency meeting, bang, red button straight away. Well, they are going to start queuing up at the end of the pit lane then. Whoa. The last dash. Well, it doesn't start for about a minute and a half. We'll get the final 3 minutes of this pole position shootout underway. Are they going to improve? Are they going to improve? It's a big question. Is anyone going to improve the lap time? If it is raining, not much chance of that. They're all queuing up there at the end of the pit lane. So they're all certainly going to give it a go. Better than Q2 when nobody gave it a go. Everyone just gave up. Midway through Q2, Sainz put it in the wall, and then everyone decided, nah, it's raining, and that was it. No one even bothered to try. At least they're going to give it a go to try and improve. One minute to go then. Well, the session resumes, and we finally get this qualifying session done. It's been longer than a race, this. It's been longer than a race, definitely. Four red flags. Oh, yes, Sean. Yeah. No worries, mate. Thanks for clinging on, mate, because this has been it gets going and then someone crashes and then it stops for 20 minutes and then it gets going again and then someone else breaks down and then tell you what, it's been a slog. Playing Minecraft. No, lad. You've just gone back 15 years, lad. Minecraft. Right. We're back underway. Green flag driller. Oh no, not VAC. Green flag. And now I've got to get that tab back open. Right, we're on it. Right, Verstappen and Leclerc are racing out of the pits then. Oh, the track looks worse to me. I don't know if they're going to improve. I mean, if they do improve, mega if they do, but I don't know if they're going to improve. It does look worse. Minecraft for the win. You're mad, you shogs. You dip from game to game. It's like I had my nephew around the other day and his attention span is literally 10 minutes on one game, then next game. You're the same, lad. It's a different game every day. Nah, but you love it. I hardly bother with him anymore. Right. Different game every day, it is, lad. Hey, but when F1 22 comes out, boom, we're on it. Right, final attempts now. R6, what's that? R6, smash your controller. What's R6? I'm out of the loop, me. I don't know what that is. Resident Evil 6. No, it won't be Resident. I don't know what R6 is. Final laps then. Come on. Are they going to improve? Oh, Rainbow Six Vegas or Extraction or something. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Don't tell me someone's crashed. Just as they're getting going. Don't tell me. Oh my God. It's gonna be another red flag. This is just a joke. Oh, this is just a joke. It's a red flag. That's it. It won't resume. That's it. Verstappen's on pole. They're not going to even try and resume that with 38 seconds to go. Max Verstappen's on pole position. Charles Leclerc second. Norris third. Magnussen P4. Fernando Alonso P5. Ricciardo sixth. Perez seventh. He should have done better than that, but maybe didn't really get the chance. Bottas 8th, Vettel 9th, Carlos Sainz 10th. That's the end of it. So it is Max Verstappen on pole for the sprint race. Ooh, that's been a long one. Tricky session, says Verstappen. Yeah, it was. So I'll be back for practice 2. It's a weird setup this weekend. But I'll be back. What state I'll be in, I don't know, because it's Big Demcast tonight. Big Demcast. What state I'll be in, I don't know, but I'll be live tomorrow for practice 2. In fact, I can get it up. In fact, I can be an absolute beast here. I can be an absolute don and just go boom. Oh, he can as well. Boom. So I will be live tomorrow. 11:30. What state I'll be in for that, I don't know. And then the sprint race, 20 past. Oh, we're just seeing a replay there. Norris hit the wall, but it didn't really damage the car. But yeah, cheers, guys. Cheers, Matty. I'll be on. I'll be shadowboxing later. If you know, you know. But yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for practice in the sprint race, and then the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix on Sunday. What a long session that was. Right, I'm off. I'm going. See you later on another channel. I'm having it. See you later, guys. See you later. I'll be doing it right there.